Good morning. This is a response to an influx of comments. People should not suffer. Stop telling me to turn to God. People should not suffer. I have a very complicated relationship with religion, and I have very strange beliefs that I don't typically go into, and I don't really plan on going into it now. But I am going to go through some of my history here. I was raised Apostolic Pentecostal, had the Holy Ghost and everything, went to church 3 times a week, read my Bible, took notes on it and everything. I was still abused. Both of my parents were Apostolic Pentecostal. My dad is currently an Apostolic Pentecostal preacher. My mom is not Christian anymore. I'm not sure what she is. I don't care. I should not have suffered. I am human. I was a child. Lily, you are a child. You should not have suffered. You are human. You should not have suffered. I mean, what about the part in the Bible where God says He's going to save all the little children? How many children have died while being abused? A lot. So He's broken His promises. I don't need that. You want to be Christian, I don't have a problem with it, but don't force it on me. I'm proud of you for not hurting yourself in 3 months. I really am. But you did that, not God. I'm glad you have religion to turn to. But religion was used as a form of abuse. I was a good Christian girl for many years. And I have gone back to God and repented and all of that. Stopped going to church when I was 13, after I started hurting myself. And then I started going back to church when I was 18. And I still was hurting myself. And I stopped going for about 6 months. Well, I stopped going in COVID because he had to. And they weren't doing Zoom at my church. And there was a brief stint where I was working and I couldn't go to church because I was working. I didn't live with my dad. And I was going to therapy, and that was the happiest I've ever been in my life. And guess what? I don't go to church now. And I'm not happy. I don't have the time or resources to go to therapy. I don't. I'd like to go to therapy and continue getting help. But I can't. It's just not in the cards for me right now. And I get it. Religion is very important to humans. A lot of people need it. And normally I wouldn't do something like this if people weren't coming at me. Because Lily, you're not the only one. You've just made several comments on more than one video in the past hour. Or, sorry, day, not hour. Dear God, you haven't commented in 9 hours, but still. If God allows suffering, he is either not all-powerful or not all good. The Bible has an answer for that. He's not all good. In fact, he is violent and malicious. Occasionally you'll hear the word jealous. He has no problem killing people who don't do what he wants. He has no problem ordering other people to kill for him. See, nowadays, when God tells people to kill people, we lock them up because it's insane, and you shouldn't be killing other humans because they are also alive and have feelings and thoughts. And I know this is more of an angry rant, but I'm not going to turn to the Christian God. You okay, Carl? Her sneeze. You have a hairball on? The Bible contradicts itself many times. The most important contradiction, the one that, kind of ruins everything, is Jesus' lineage. It's listed twice in the Bible, and both times are different. And unfortunately, lineage is very important because it has to prove that he's Jewish. And since we don't know, who's to say? Genuinely. The most comments I've gotten telling me to turn to God or that I need God is on the video that I released right after Trump won. And I don't remember it, so I rewatched it. Genuinely, the most important point is that he won, and immediately people started killing themselves because they didn't want to live under another Trump presidency, and people called me delusional. Like, no, people are dying. People are dying. When you put a fascist into office, people will kill themselves to avoid fascism. There are a lot of things wrong in the world. There are. People are dying, good people. In fact, Christian people are dying. And you know what? A lot of the time, they're dying at the hands of other Christians. Children are dying, a lot of times at the hands of other Christians, particularly in America. We're a mostly Christian nation. And it's mostly Christians that are committing the crimes that we tend to ignore. So, leave baby girl alone. Charlie, leave baby girl alone. We as humans have to fix the world we're in, because God will not. No matter which God you worship, they have no intention on fixing anything. They just want to watch. Charlie, be nice to baby girl. Are you being nice to baby girl? Not you. Baby girl. Hi, George. I've been gone for like a minute, but genuinely, since God won't fix things, or there is no God to fix things, who knows? I sure won't until I die, which will probably be 70 years from now, considering my genetics. We have to actively fight. This turned into an activism thing, but you have to fix what's going on where you're at. Stop sending missionaries to Africa so they can learn religion. They have their own. Stop persecuting Muslims or Jewish people or atheists or pagans, Hindus, people that aren't Christian, because people are getting hate crimed actively for their religion. And there's problems with pretty much all religions. Don't get me wrong. But still, wanna talk loud, Charlie? I mean, we're watching evolution happen. Selective breeding is literal evolution. Like, I have this tendon right here. You know there's humans being born without that now because it's evolving out of us? Evolution disproves God. Just saying. There are a lot of things that I could say, and I don't think that they're wise things to say. I mean, my goop that I pour hot water in and get hot chocolate. Ooh, I don't have milk. It's okay, I have creamer. But I get that in the Bible it says to spread the word, but it also says that if people do not want it, to leave the town and wipe the dust from your feet and never return, which Christians haven't been doing. People do not want Christianity. If they do, they'll come to you. It's one thing to open up the conversation and have it back and forth. It's nothing to tell people turn to God, just ask for forgiveness, please. I have asked for forgiveness. And you know what? I still suffered. I still have DID. I still have depression. I still have whatever is physically wrong with me. I still have to deal with everything I've ever done in my life. I'm tired of people I'm tired of it. I left for a reason. And I understand that people go to Christianity for a reason. And I'm glad you found something that makes you happy and brings you joy, but it does not bring me joy. It does not spark joy. So, I'm sure I'll get more views on this than I normally get. More than my typical 150. Well, it's hit and miss. It's usually 28 or 150, but I'm sure I'll get more than normal. Which is frustrating to say the least. But if you enjoy Christianity and you want to be there, be happy. But don't force other people to be happy in there with you, because I'm not happy there. It's a fake smile that I do to get people to leave me alone, because everybody in those buildings are hypocrites. Every single one of them. Don't work on Sunday, but make sure you overload on Sunday. You know, because all those workers, they're working so that way you don't have to. And that's not the only thing either, but I'm thirsty and I need to take care of the cats, so I'm gonna let it go here.